a steamer.
Stick around.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to our newly formed Tubi Files episodes. Thanks to Nate's brilliant ideas.
Indeed.
There's so much knowledge up here, fellas.
There is. Why don't you share it with us normally?
Yeah.
Well, so the thought was there's so many movies out there, right? There's a
Right.
million different movies out there, and there's a lot that we have not seen. But there's a brilliant app that brings us all together. The Tubi app.
The best app of them all. It's free. It has some of the best selection of movies, giving it horror, action, comedy, anything.
Whatever. It's
Foreign
on
and
Tubi.
domestic. We've got things from Japan, Mexico, the United States. It's all over the place.
Its
And man,
reach knows no bounds.
oh, Tubi's a deep
Right.
well of filth and
And it hit us
wonderful.
that we can't cover these on the podcast typically. Some of these random things that you find where it's just
Yeah.
like cover art like catches your eye, much like back in the video store. But I was like, wait a minute. We could just use our YouTube channel that we barely ever touch. Why not?
Yeah, I think Pete and I were the last ones to use it. So,
Yeah.
it's
And it's
dust it off a little bit.
with the whole thought process with the YouTube channel was the newer movies, but then like new movies don't always come instantly to streaming. Sometimes it's hard with three of us and our schedules to go to the movies, but we all have Tubi.
Yep.
So why not just dive into the obscure that none of us know?
Right.
And then I was, one night laying in bed, just browsing Instagram, trying to find something to, find. And I came across Cyborg Cop and went, how do I know nothing about this? And then I watched the trailer and instantly sent it over to Charlie and went, this needs to be covered, but clearly not on the podcast. We need something else. So
Yep.
then we started, brainstorming. What else can we do? What else can we come up with? And I was like, Tubi Files. It's great. Fantastic. We dig through Tubi's and we'll see what comes out on top. So the idea is once a month, each of us will have a title that we have picked. This month is my pick with Cyborg Cop. And then from there, we watch it and discuss what the hell happened with Cyborg Cop. And then Charlie gets next month. And after that, Pete gets the following month. And then we get to decide who picked the best movie for the first round. And that person will be the champion. What does the champion get? Just bragging rights. That's all.
That's it. I'll put
really-
a little thing under our names, and that'll be it.
That'll
whatever
be it. Get a
says
little
down there.
crown. I might go to Burger King and get a crown.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I'd be down. I can go get one too, so we'd all have like a crown.
Yeah,
with
we all
something
got to go to
for it.
Burger King to get a crown.
And the other thing we were running into is, like we were talking about with the new movies, not everyone else that we want to watch our show gets out to go see the movies as quickly as say we want to, or when the hype is big. Tubi, like you said, is free. Anyone can download it. There's no excuse not to be able to watch it if you want to follow along with us. And you know what? These movies have been out for 30, 40 plus years. So we can spoil the shit out of them.
I was going to
You
say, I
have-
don't think anyone's going to be heartbroken
Nope.
that we spoil Cyborg Cop tonight.
I don't know.
No.
I would have been upset had I got spoiled before this. And this is also one of those rare ones that got past me. I've never seen Cyborg Cop until now.
The
Never heard of it.
VHS cover doesn't even look familiar to me.
Right.
No, it
Like-
didn't.
I feel like every mom and pop rental store went, yeah, we don't need that.
Or they had one and it was so sun faded you couldn't tell what
Yeah.
it was.
Did it
Yeah.
get a theatrical release? I don't know.
No, this was straight to video.
Oh,
Straight
that's
to
why
video.
we
And
didn't
of
see it.
course, it did so well in the video market that we got Cyborg Cop 2. And then that did so well, we got Cyborg Cop 3. So there's a trilogy here, fellas, that needs to be uncovered. And I'm telling you right now, I set the bar high. All right. I'm coming in hot with Cyborg
No.
Cop. There ain't no way you're going to top it with this round.
I don't know. I'll reveal my pick at the end of the episode. But this is a contender for me. And I didn't do any research going into this other than the trailer Nate sent me earlier before we designed this. So I think actually before we do that, one thing we're going to try for the first time, because this is all new. This is episode 1 of the Tubi Files. We are going to live react to the trailer with everyone. And we're going to see how insane it is. And we've seen the movie, but that gets everyone else kind of in the mood for Cyborg Cop. So I say we do that real quick before we jump in.
We'll get you in the mood, all right?
That's right. Set the mood. And yes, we can talk over this. So
the best part is I watched this and did not pay attention to it. So I didn't realize Gimli was right there.
When he popped up on screen, my jaw hit the floor. Like, what is John Rhys Davies doing in this movie?
That's right.
But also, the movie's letting you know that homeboy there is actually the Cyborg Cop, which I did not realize also when watching the movie.
Right,
yeah.
Freddy Krueger's our star.
And he's not a cop. There are no cops in this movie
cops
whatsoever.
And there's no cyborg.
Agents.
There's
also,
no cyborg cops either.
That arm's not in the movie. Robot abs and pecs.
Robot abs.
Yeah. Renegade agent.
And that is actually the guy who we follow the whole movie, not Cyborg Cop.
No.
Obviously, that really surprised me.
I know two things that are wrong with this movie. There are no cops, and there are no cyborg cops in it.
They had Freddy Krueger gloves.
They both had Freddy Krueger gloves. Yep.
And Universal Soldier eyes.
Exactly.
Oh, they did a Terminator makeup there in the middle of it too.
Oh.
Yeah.
The trailer literally goes like RoboCop, Terminator, all that stuff, man. I love it.
Oh,
go ahead.
Even Missing in Action at the very beginning. I mean, that's pulled straight out of Missing in Action too.
Straight like Predator vibes of them. Going to infiltrate, whatever it was that they were doing. I don't understand what they were doing.
So after I watched this, I kept going, man, why do I feel like I've watched this series before without ever seeing this movie? And I realized who directed it, and it was Sam Furstenberg. And I know that guy because he did all of the American Ninja movies with Dudikoff.
Oh, this explains so much.
Revenge of the Ninja. Ninja 3, The Domination, which we have talked about doing on the
now you're
podcast.
Speaking my language.
Break Into Electric Boogaloo, Avenging Force with Dudikoff, and one Nate has been dying to watch, and I keep stopping it, is Operation Delta Force. So we might have to watch that one.
I knew I was on to something. If the guy that gave us Ninja 3 made this, clearly we got gold.
I mean, I got American Ninja vibes in this, especially that whole opening segment, with the infiltrating another country. I kept going, I want some tactical blue jeans. That's exactly what I wanted.
I want a jacket that just has tape over it that says DEA.
I loved that. Did you see the gun holsters where he had like this gold belt and the gun holster hung down like an extra 3 inches, but it showed off the gun belt? So
there was Cyborg, not cop, but just I guess Cyborg bad guy who had the gun in the middle. Like for
I
some
didn't
reason.
understand.
He never used it.
No, he did. He used it in the jungle when he stands off against the brother and the guy he's trying to rescue. He pulls the gun down and shoots the guy that's.
I forget that part already.
He's a red shirt.
Right.
Oh man.
A lot of red shirts.
I don't understand Pete's complete just lack of enthusiasm right now. The man loves bad movies.
This is not for me. This
So
is bad.
This is Cyborg
overly bad. This is bad acting. This is bad special effects. There's no cyborg cop.
There was so much explosions in it. There was no.
Yes, but I was looking for a cyborg cop. If you have Terminator, I want to see the robot. I want to see it in action, and I did not get to see that at all.
Don't worry, worry, Alex. Don't worry, we got you covered. Charlie, do you want to show Mr. Murphy the goods?
Oh yeah, we can drop that one right now. So here you go, RoboCop. This one's for you. That's RoboCop.
Where's
at
the
home.
lie? All right.
There is no
It
lie.
is.
There is no lie. Can we get RoboCop? We have RoboCop at home. It's literally a t-shirt the dude's wearing and white makeup that made him look like Data from
They
the Next
slick back his
Generation.
hair. That way you know he's a real piece of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But no, I was laughing my ass off from the beginning of this. Also, I watched this movie twice now. I watched it again today.
I didn't go that far. I even thought about maybe I'll do a deep dive into the making of Cyborg Cop and went, no one's made that documentary. No one's asked for that documentary.
No one has.
It does not exist.
But I just in the whole opening thing with the gunman holding the hostage, and I'm like, they really put some thought into this whole backstory for this guy.
They really did.
He's the son of a media magnate that is cheating on the mother. The mother died a few years ago. He's lost his mind. He's calling for his mommy to come, and she's dead. And he keeps calling Jack his dad, like he's going to kill him. And I was like, okay, there's a lot going on here. We need to uncover this. They briefly mention he's wearing a vest. I totally missed that in the first scene.
Oh, I missed that completely.
Because I'm like, why did he change bullets?
Yeah.
He literally unloads his gun, puts different bullets in, and never says what he's doing.
No.
I had to deduce that they were armor-piercing rounds.
See, in my head, they were going to be like tracer bullets or something. They like tracked the guy, and that's not what happened.
And 209 different ways. I like that. In 209 different ways. So I totally missed it on the first go, and I was so confused. And like, the reporter comes in like they always do and taking pictures. And
they come in instantly though. They're like, "There's a dead guy."
Get like they were waiting out the
guy.
Get the picture. And it's like, this is going to end you. This is going to ruin your career. I'm like, that's your brother.
J. Jonah Jameson, like with the newspaper spinning.
I was waiting for it to spin.
Yeah.
I was like, please spin. And it doesn't. But we did get to see the newspaper going through the machine, and then headlines pop up.
There was way too many articles about this guy. That's for damn sure. There's no way the newspaper would run that many stories on him.
See, I was going, okay, that's why this guy goes to the Caribbean. He's in hiding. Nope. Very next scene, he's in a bar with a kid and his brother, and the kid has a regular drink
and the kid's
at the
just
bar.
Like, I sure hope I get adopted.
Right.
I'm going to be an architect when I grow up. I'm like, why is there so much backstory that I am not getting any payoff?
It doesn't go anywhere. The kid even says earlier or later on, I had a bad feeling about my daddy or my adopted daddy going to
my soon-to-be adopted dad.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like I did my parents who died a few years ago.
Right. And he goes, I guess I won't have a home.
Done.
Like, what the hell?
This kid was almost as bad as Bob. Almost.
If he'd have been in the movie any longer, except at the very end, he doesn't.
I just love that he's just like, I guess bad things are always gonna happen.
Oh, how many testicles has he blown off of punks? I got a count of 68. He kicks some nuts in this movie.
He does. He also throws some really great punches. Like,
does he?
He just does rapid fire of these punches that make no sense.
Jackie's watching this and she goes, use the force. Because it's like his hand would come out and the guy would fly back like 10 feet. It was so funny. And, it's obvious he's got some training. I mean, he's doing roundhouse kicks. He's doing the moves, but they slowed it down so bad. And they're not even close to each other.
Not at all.
It's like you guys needed a couple more camera angles. That's all you needed.
Well, we only had one camera.
I'm pretty sure this guy didn't take any lessons, but he learned all of his Kung Fu from Kung Fu Illustrated. I'm quite sure.
This is a real Boddicker head.
Oh
God. Dude, I was in. They go to where they have to. The whole infiltration scene. I saw 2 helicopters and went, well, Nate's going to think this budget is huge.
Ouch, it blew my mind, especially because you know what confirmed it when one of the, whatever our main guy is, that's not the cyborg cop that I thought was the cyborg cop the whole time.
Jack
is like, you guys didn't do anything to save my brother. And then the other cop went, Well, we had 3 helicopter pilots. You know how much that costs. I knew it. They cost a lot.
They cost a lot.
That's why they didn't send backup.
And then a third helicopter shows up in this movie at the end, and I'm like, "Oh, this is a huge budget."
Yeah, it's a giant budget. It was blowing my mind.
But I was like, okay, so this guy's already there in the jungle, and his job is to pick up the guys out of the water in the boat. These are the least covert people ever. They don't look like tactical dudes. They look like street clothes with vests on. I'm going to put a little bit of black paint here and a little bit of black paint
and
here.
They do like kids playing hide and go seek in the daylight.
Yeah.
And trying to find a spot, but they're scrambling to find a spot because they waited till the last 5 seconds.
So, and I could not tell the difference between the good guys and the bad guys in the final shootout.
Oh, no.
I'm like, who is on what side? And then the reveal of John Rhys Davies flying a toy airplane with a camera on it. And I'm going, this is a drone.
Yeah.
They had drones before we did.
Best scene in the whole film. Oh my God.
And that dumbass goes, must be a kid around. Oh, so we're going to go ahead with the assault.
Yeah.
There's just some kid outside playing with his remote control airplane. That's explained. Totally fine. But yeah, oh my God, man. And watching this fight. So I made Nate grab a video for me.
Yes, we have to share this amazing scene with the audience.
It is. This was when I was fully in.
Oh yeah.
This sealed it.
Now what?
Did you ever think you'd see a movie where Gimli is flying a model plane?
Doesn't even try to get out of the way.
He could have ducked. He could have done anything, but nope.
I loved it so much, man. As soon as that happened, I'm like, oh, I am in this movie, and this is probably treasure now. I was totally in.
Well, there's like another great scene in this movie where like you have the mannequin just like fall out of an explosion.
There were mannequin
It's
deaths.
already sideways.
Some punks. People don't understand. A buddy of our Mark has this little dog that hates Nate's guts.
Hates me.
Even if he
Hates
hears
me.
Nate over
I have
these
a
live
scar
streams,
on my like thigh where he bit me.
Oh no.
hates Nate and will bark when he hears his voice.
He just has to hear me. That's all it takes.
It's so
Sorry.
funny. It's so funny. I love it. I love the mannequin, but my other favorite besides blowy up dude was dude that catches on fire.
I love that you can see the fire like suit on him as
the
well.
mask and
Yeah.
everything. I was so happy.
See,
I
this
was
has all the
enjoying this.
ingredients for a Pete movie.
That's right, man. I'm surprised. I know guns.
Yeah.
Pizza version to guns in movies, but there's also knife hands. Knife hands was awesome.
That was another one of my favorite scenes is when the bad cyborg villain just nicks his
Whips
Freddy fingers out and chops the hero's arm off, I suppose. They didn't have budget to show him cut his arm off, but
that was cut. That's actually in another cut overseas. We didn't get it in America. They filmed it.
Oh,
They filmed it and they cut it.
it went direct to video. Why cut it?
That's what I was like. But I guess overseas, like Spain or something, got the full cut. And I guess if you get this on, I didn't look and see who's ever re-released this, but I guess there is a re-release of it. You can get it with the full uncut version.
With
And
the arm getting cut off version.
Yeah, he cuts off his hand and it shows it. And there's another I think there's another scene during the surgery. It shows a little bit more of him making him into the cyborg. But I was like, man, I wanted to see that because I was like, you already blew up a dude. Another dude caught on fire.
right.
The mannequin went flying through the air. I mean, just give me all of it, man. Don't hold back. And John Rhys Davies chewing the scenery in this movie.
Such a good bad guy of just being, I don't know, like a tech nerd that just hides behind 8 monitors at all times. but somehow he's like selling the cyborg cops.
Yeah, 25 million, man. You can get your own cyborg cop. You can take over a presidency. You can take over all kinds of stuff. But I liked him, and I liked his henchman that every once in a while looked like David Letterman from the side. Every time I was like, who the hell is this guy? And I lost it. It jumps ahead a little bit in the movie, but when the one guy loses the brother in the jungle and John Rhys Davies wants him, he goes, fire this man. And the henchman shoots him and goes, you're fired. And John Rhys Davies walks over and goes, I just had that wall painted this week. I would slap you. And he goes, taps him on the freaking face. And then they laugh and they walk away. Like, these two dudes are having the time of their life. This is a vacation for these guys making
That's
this
exactly
movie.
what this was.
Yeah.
You could tell that.
Flat out. John Rhys Davies is just having a ball making this movie.
Now, one thing I noticed with this movie, if Stone Cold was the type of action movie your uncle would show you, Cyborg Cop is the type of movie your stepdad would show you. Now, I don't quite know what that means, but it's a feeling that I know is right.
Yeah, I don't think this was a dad movie because Dad didn't show me this movie. Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't feel like an uncle one. You know what I mean?
No, it doesn't. It feels like something a stepdad would recommend. Like,
It's
he's
probably
trying to fit in. Like, hey, look, I got you this action title. Don't worry. I'm going to bring this one home to you. And we're going to bond with it with not even good pizza. Like, I don't know, Domino's or something.
No, I think it would be because of the you guaranteed you're gonna see this girl naked and there's a sex scene, but it's gonna be the most uncomfortable thing you've ever watched in your life.
5 minutes long.
So I have something for you guys on this. So anyway,
you got a clip?
No, I didn't pull a clip.
I almost pulled a clip.
It would have been funny.
I bet you pulled something, Nate.
Jack runs into this journalist that happens to work for the same newspaper that raked him across the coals earlier, and they never dig into that at all in this movie.
No, I mean, the credits did that for us.
Yeah, and so there's definite sexual tension. You knew they're going to have sex. They shouldn't have, but they did. So anyway, this starts. My kids are getting ready for bed. My youngest is already in bed. Chloe gets up, needs medicine. Anthony's coming out of the shower. This scene comes on, and I'm like, just let it go. And then I realized this is the longest sex scene I've watched.
It really is.
In a long, like, this dude is enjoying his job.
There was a moment where the camera cuts away. I went, oh, it's over. It's like, nope, we're still at it.
Nope. Now we have gone. This was soft core.
Yeah.
And so Jackie's getting like, the kids are up. I'm like, just let it play. She finally turns on the Xbox remote, hits pause with a boob right in the screen. And I'm just looking at her like, are you serious? And she's like, they're up. I'm like, just let it go. She accidentally hits 30 seconds ahead. So I see the dude exploded on the wall, and I went, I need context. Back it back up. She
couldn't get away from this sex scene if you tried.
She backs it back up to the frozen boob. The kids finally go to bed. She hits play, and the scene ends a second after she had paused it. And I went, see if you just let it go. And then I got to see the guy get blown away. But I'm telling you, 65-inch TV, man, you do the math. Boom. Boob on the screen. Paused because the kids might see it. Sorry, honey.
Sounds like it was her fault, not yours.
I was like, let it go.
I was
it'll
just
end.
blown away that it just kept going.
Yeah. Yeah, this kind of movie Dick Jones would show at parties.
Weirdly enough, though, this movie feels like it was written by an AI.
And I don't know. I think an AI could have done a lot better, because it does come to a point where I have to agree with Pete to a degree. It's like, where's the cyborg stuff? Like, we only see the guy do the demo thing, which we have that. Let me pull that up here. And I got buttons to push. Hold on, bear with me here. I'm still
He's not good
learning
with
this
pushing
stuff.
buttons. Jackie's the one that pushes all the buttons.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we're not paused on the boob.
Yeah.
Sadly, so sad.
So sadly. There you go.
I like that this is like the best henchman too. They're like ghosting him after the non-cyborg
They-
cop.
Right? I felt bad for that dude. Johnson.
Yeah. Oh,
See, this movie gives you nothing but gold. I don't know what Pete's problem is with it.
I did like that at that point. It's a robot bodysuit he's wearing.
Yeah.
What
Oh
that
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
is.
clearly just, like a
It's just a
sleeve.
rubber suit.
he's
that
got
he just
several
put on.
inches on his chest and his belly, clearly all full of exploding packs as they keep shooting him. And
Was he cross-eyed to you guys too?
yeah,
Oh yeah, definitely.
He didn't look straight ahead.
he like looked down.
Well, that's
and
why they had to give
the
him the
middle.
robot universal soldier eye. That way he, quit having a crooked eye.
he got electric. This poor guy went through hell, man. He got his face exploded, then a buzzsaw drill thing through his eyeball.
He got hit with 2 shock wires.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he got electrocuted.
and somehow he got his head chopped off by a motorcycle tire.
Yeah,
Cyborg
Cyborg
Cop
Cop
does
obviously works as Spirit. Yeah, this is the Spirit Halloween of RoboCop.
And Terminator,
It's
without a
Terminator.
doubt.
It's totally. I don't
Yeah,
know
ate
that
both of those quite a bit throughout the movie.
it, but they the brother that Jake's there to get is almost non-existent this entire movie, other than the attack at the beginning. He took over. We see them put him under, and they put the arm on him, and that's it. He doesn't get
Then we
revealed
don't
to
even-
almost like the last 5
minutes?
minutes of the 10
Yeah.
maybe. Max.
I
10?
think I had to pause it because I was like, all right, when does Cyborg Cop come out? And there was still 10 minutes left of the
Yes.
movie.
Yeah.
And there was like still a couple more minutes of dialogue before we got Cyborg Cop action. And
And
that's
it's
when
an
it hit
hour
me
and a half
too.
long movie.
This is a
fast.
direct-to-video movie, though, so like it makes sense that the title is your selling point. We're not going to give you anything that related to the title until the last 5 minutes of the movie.
That's what Canon did all the time. They'd come up with a title of
Yeah.
a film, sell the damn thing, and then shit, now we got to make a movie.
I'm surprised this isn't a canon, which is probably one of the reasons I
It
didn't.
sure felt
Yeah,
like a Canon
But this
movie.
felt like even below canon
It's like-
somehow.
Canon light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
But-
canon wouldn't stoop this low.
I mean, I did enjoy it. So there was a couple of cool fight scenes. I like the fight scene Jack has whenever he shows up at the Caribbean and he's surrounded by all the guys and he smashes the dude's hand in the door, throws
Oh,
the guy's head through the windshield.
because he's just throwing all this rapid
It's-
punches and
Yeah,
got the
spin
jacket.
kicks.
Yeah. Oh, it's
mean,
great.
But then my favorite like brawl fight though was in the morgue because he basically throws a dead dude at
Yeah.
a guy and then shoots through the dead dude
Yeah.
into that guy right before Cyborg Cop shows up.
No.
Why we keep calling him Cyborg Cop? Just
Well,
cross-eyed
that way we know
cyborg.
who he is. But see, my favorite action scene was when Jack is riding his motorcycle, his dirt bike, and just tossing pipe bombs. And there's clearly a shot where he is on a track, not like driving it.
Yes. Oh, that reminds me. There's this thing that bugs the hell out of Jackie when we watch movies is when someone's in a car and they're driving like this, and the car's not moving. It's just doing this. And swear to God, the road's going straight as hell behind him, and he's just like, "Yeah." I'm like, "It's got loose steering. It's fine." That car chase, if they're playing like Dukes of Hazzard music.
Yes.
Oh,
Damn it.
yes, they were. Yes, I forgot to mention that.
Can't get a word in edgewise tonight. That was my
Well,
joke. Yes.
Go for it. Go. What?
No, there's no joke anymore. It was a great car chase, a great ending to a car chase. You got
Yeah.
an exploding car with cars flipping upside down. You could see there was actually a stuntman in the car, or I would assume.
I think
and
though,
then-
I really think everyone is a stunt man in this movie. Like
Yeah,
as
yeah,
henchmen,
yeah, has to be.
Without
the
a doubt.
cops,
Sure.
I think they're all
Sure.
stuntmen.
And then, yeah, like you said, it was absolutely the Dukes of Hazzard soundtrack playing during this car chase.
I was listening to the dialogue, and when he goes, "All right, let me try this move," and he just drives into the water and slightly turns. and the one car stops, but the one behind it ain't going but like 20 mile an hour, and it flips, like flies through the air. And I'm like, you weren't going that fast. You couldn't be going that fast.
That's why this movie feels like it was written by AI, because an AI would be like, you need Dukes of Hazzard music here. Clearly.
That second car, when it crashes, I at first went, that accidentally caught on fire. Like I was seriously going, that was not supposed to catch on fire till the explosion goes off. And I'm like, I hope that was planned. Because A, those guys looked panicked. B, the fire starts not where you would expect the fire to start. It was like it caused the fire in the dry grass, and then it explodes in the next scene. I'm thinking they're going, maybe we should blow it up so it looks like we planned this for the entire movie. But I think there was an It's kind of like that one guy that almost died in Missing in Action during the truck chase. That they're like, let's make it look like we planned this. But I was laughing my ass off, and I just couldn't get over the let's check out this move. It just drives into the water. That's all. Water about this deep. Drive into the water. I didn't mean to steal your joke, man. We can talk anything. We're not going linear through this movie at all. There's too much to go.
Too much to go. Don't forget we had Star Trek noises also at the very beginning.
Yes, at the lab.
OG Star Trek.
I did not know until you pointed it out.
Oh yeah. It's clear, and they did every time they were in the lab working on the cyborg villain, I think they would do that little poing in the background.
Yeah, just that look. It wasn't like in your face, but it was definitely in the background.
Yeah.
I swear where a lot of the budget went, I liked the look of the labs. The labs looked cool. It did have like the stacked TVs.
One of the fight scenes, someone gets tossed up onto one of the walls, and the whole damn thing shakes.
when he's fighting the cyborg in the morgue, I swear they just went, let's put the camera up above the sound stage, because he's walking through walls that we're seeing the top of.
Yeah.
Like there's no ceiling whatsoever. And I was like, okay, he punches through the wall and it's like one layer of drywall. I was just like, this is the greatest movie ever. I was having so much fun just laughing at this damn thing.
Yeah, like there was not a moment where I was not laughing hysterically anytime like an action moment was happening. I was like, oh, all right, you deserve to be buried up. Like you you deserve to be dug up. You should not be hidden. And that's why I'm like, this is definitely the right pick. That's why I feel so strong about winning.
I do like this as our inaugural jump in. This is kind of like exactly what we're looking for when we dig into the Tubi stuff, and like we've said, I mean, Nate may pick something and I have seen it, or maybe Pete's seen it, but we're still going to cover it. It's all about us finding something that maybe we haven't seen before, even if someone else in the group has. So, if Pete comes in and goes, oh yeah, I've seen that, it's going to be like, okay, I haven't. So we're going to cover it, and vice versa. So, and that was the glorious, but I was just pissed off that I'd never seen this movie. I was just like, I'm tempted to go buy it. Like if I know if there's like a synopsis or a Shout Factory release of this, I want it. I don't know why.
Syndrome.
I'm kind of amazed if there wouldn't be one,
Dude,
I also am like, what would 12-year-old Nate think of this? Because I feel like I'd be smart enough to be like, this is a bad movie, right? Like,
no, you would see boobs and you'd be like, yes.
This right here, this is on my notes. 10 for 10 for fanny pack placement. This dude has a fanny pack on the entire movie. The entire movie. And it never comes into play. It's not like his bat belt. It's not his utility belt.
Right.
He's just wearing a fanny pack. Why? What was the point of the fanny pack in this movie? Thanks, Alex. You were right. I had that in my notes because I watched it the second time going, I'm pretty sure I saw it the whole movie, and I started watching it going, yep, got it the whole movie. Every fight, every kick, every motorcycle ride, fanny pack.
It's the 90s. It was definitely the 90s accessory.
90s? Oh yeah, this is
93.
93.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep. No.
Picture this. This movie came out the same year as Jurassic Park. What a world of technology and film.
This came out after Universal Soldier. Yeah. That was like 91 for Universal Soldier. This came out afterwards.
I want to go back in time and steal this from a video store so badly.
Absolutely. I totally would.
I want the
This-
hard case, clear shell.
Yes. I don't know, man. It's and the only thing that really kind of ticked me off is the actual ending, like how they ended it. It's not a good ending
No, not at all.
whatsoever. It's such a letdown for what the whole movie was giving me, to where he finally, like, they go, you know what's going to happen? They're going to send his brother out to kill him. And it's like, let's send his brother. Okay, let's do that. And he gets there, and it's like this showdown talk. And he's like, you're going to kill your brother. Okay. He sees his brother going, let's kick ass, brother, or whatever the hell.
Whatever it was.
I was like, that's it? That's all it took? You guys
That's all
suck
it
at
took.
making
Yeah.
cyborgs.
Really, really bad at making them,
And then we get cyborg on cyborg fight, knife finger to knife finger fight. And I'm like, they are so stiff moving, like pantomime looking
because
things.
they're
And
cyborgs. They're supposed to be slow.
I don't think they can move in their costumes, quite frankly.
What
They're
it was,
rubber
like, don't throw a
bodysuits.
punch
Body-
in that
right.
rubber bodysuit, because if you rip it, we're gonna have to owe the money to the costume department that
Right.
we rented
Oh
this
my
from.
God. And the brother gets defeated. The cyborg brother, who's supposed to be the upgraded
The
model,
upgrade. Mm-hmm.
doesn't make it, doesn't show back up at all.
No,
the
he's dead.
The
He's dead,
other
dead.
cyborg that they think is gone comes back to life with his giant headpiece, and all we hear is this voiceover of John Rhys Davies going, kill the brother, kill the brother, kill the brother. And they try to do the Die Hard thing where everyone's out, they think everything's good. He does shoot John Rhys Davies through the middle of the
That was a
head,
really cool
and
headshot.
that was a cool
Mhm.
shot. Like that, they cut that perfectly for the squib to the work, because it looks like a bullet hole, like protruding off of
Yep.
his head, and the blood squib going off in the back. I was like, that was a cool ass kill. Like that's up there for me on villain deaths. I really enjoyed it. So everyone thinks everything's fine. They walk out of the building, and then bad cyborg comes out, and they form a circle. All the cops form a circle around bad cyborg, while Jake has to karate kick it, because every time you kick it in the leg, it stumbles.
Yeah, that was the one thing. He's kicking it in the robot leg, which, by all science, that would hurt.
You, not the robot.
Yes.
That would hurt your foot.
Yeah, like
No.
you would be the one getting hurt, but for some reason the robot really could not take leg kicks.
He knocks it down to its knee, and he goes, aha. He gets on a motorcycle and does circles around around the cyborg.
I'm
On
screaming
a
at TV going,
motorcycle.
oh, now what are you going to do? What's going to
I
happen?
was waiting for a chase. Like I was expecting him to go in the jungles, and this dude turn into T-1000 and start like,
No, what I thought was happening was he was literally just running away from combat. I was like, oh,
Ah.
he's getting on the motorcycle to just drive away. Like, that's an interesting take. And then when he started going back around over and over again, I was like, I don't know what he's doing.
I don't think the guy in the cyborg suit knew what he was doing, because he's just like,
Look, man, they paid for the dirt bike for an hour. They were going to get their money's
They
worth.
get their money's worth. Yep.
and he hits the cyborg, knocks it down, comes back around, pops a wheelie, and takes the cyborg's head off with the wheel of the motorcycle.
With fantastic green screen of just having the head in the dirt, which is clearly like, all right, we'll just make you wear a green suit and put your head right here in front of the camera.
I did like that though. I mean, it did kind of look cool seeing him, like his eyes actually moving and shit. Recast
Honestly,
this in the modern era, being directed by the Wick team.
I'm fully down for a Cyborg Cop reboot.
I would watch it, man. I
Mm.
totally would. I
Get
don't know.
Gimli to come back, obviously.
Oh yeah, Gimli comes back for sure.
Yep, he's a cyborg because it's a reboot.
Scott Adkins comes in. He plays Jake or Jack or
Okay,
whatever this
yeah.
guy's name is.
Make it just the two guys from that Scott Atkins and what's his name from Day Shift. How they were the brothers in that.
Oh yeah, let
Yeah,
them be the brothers
Just
in
make them
this.
be the brothers in this.
Then give me Daniel Bernhardt as the cyborg killer guy who was the first main henchman in the first John Wick movie. Really tall guy. Started out as stunt work and has turned into a really great actor here lately. So Daniel Bernhardt is that guy. I like Gimli coming back, but that would have been a cool twist too, being a cyborg as well, but being in charge of all
That
this.
means the cyborg would have been trying to sell other cyborgs. I don't know if that's ethically allowed.
Yeah, that's because, well, they're evil, so I guess ethics don't matter.
Right.
But I think that would have worked. I don't know. I really think a redo of this movie, I would watch it for sure. I think
I would, because I'd be so curious.
The stunt team from John Wick doing those amazing fights, choreographies and stuff in this. You still have a motorcycle fight in this. You can still have pipe bombs. You can still have the car chase with a Ford Ranger pickup truck being chased by little cars in the jungle into a stream.
What? Just to make it interesting, give the John Wick team the same budget that this movie had. Just to see what they could pull off.
I didn't even find a budget.
Can you substitute the dog for the kid so we can get rid of the kid?
Get rid of the kid.
Honestly, yeah, we should do that. And it's the dog hoping that he gets adopted.
Yeah. Goes to visit the pup at the shelter.
Yeah. And we get like a Homeward Bound where you can hear the dog's thoughts.
I sure like him.
I sure hope he comes back.
I hope he comes back.
I'm going to be an architect. Or a barchitect. That's what I should have said.
It's such an adorable dog. It better get adopted.
My reboot is Jonah Hill and Tracy Morgan as the brothers, and Gimli is Seth Rogen. They can't be in every reboot. We're not rebooting Green Hornet like we're doing this.
I don't know. He's on to something with that Tracy Morgan.
No Bowery King in this one.
Jonah Hill be freaking out about how he got kidnapped.
Yeah. I was trying to find a budget, and I cannot find a budget. That is.
I'm certain I got enough money in my bank account to make this movie.
Yeah.
All right. There's two taglines to this, so here we go. Program to kill. He is unstoppable. All right.
Who is unstoppable?
They don't tell me who. Just Cyborg Cop. Okay. But the other one is
there is no Cyborg Cop.
Born of Flesh. Turn to Steel. I actually like that one. I want that one on a shirt.
You like that one?
I want a Cyborg Cop shirt now. Hey, Creeporama, I want Cyborg Cop t-shirts now. Okay. I got my Hackers and Johnny Mnemonic shirt ordered this week.
Nice.
I got that reorder. Yeah. So I can't wait. Cyborg Cop. Let's get on it now.
Someone get us Cyborg Cops shirts ASAP.
Can't have dead air, guys. We're live.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we're live.
Okay.
I'm still trying to find the budget.
Episode 1.
What we're looking for.
Don't look for the budget.
Yeah.
I got 2 extra hosts to keep people entertained. Let me find the budget.
For whatever reason, Cyborg Cop took out Pete. I don't know how.
It's boring. It's so boring. It's a mess.
I should have came over, Pete. We would have had a blast.
Was boring. The explosions were boring. The people were stupid. Nothing about this. There were a couple good scenes, a couple of good deaths, but just this overall, this movie was. I was Captain Grumpy Pants watching this damn thing.
That's 2 movies in a row now that I picked.
This is just bad.
Just going crazy about.
I can't.
I step my game up. All right,
right. I see where you can think this might be something for me, but all the guns just bores me to death. It's just a thing. Not my thing.
That CVS receipt is going to be like 30 feet long.
Yeah. Just not anyway, not my thing. It bored me silly. I did take some notes, but
how the hell does it bore you? Like
it
I was
bored me
laughing Like
Yeah,
I can't be bored and laugh at the same time. You know, there was so much insanity of you just going, no, they're not. Oh, they did.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand any of the dialogue between what was her name, Jack and Kate, or
Oh, it was
but
so bad.
I could
Oh
not
my god.
stand it. They had zero chemistry. They were like, I think they were like brother and sister, which is why the sex scene was so uncomfortable.
It was an uncomfortable
It was very-
scene.
I mean, she's a beautiful woman and he's a very good looking dude, and nobody was into this. Like,
No, not at all.
No, you could tell, like the whole part where they're like almost gonna kiss, she's in the towel and everything, but they go into separate rooms. You're like, okay, maybe they'll just keep this shtick up, and I'm fine
they
with
should
that.
have.
Yeah, I would be cool with that.
And then they're fighting about something, and then they're screwing. And you're like, what the hell is going on?
They went from
Because David Bradley
hating
had it
each
in his
other.
contract. Like,
Possibly, yeah.
I get to bang for at least 5 minutes in this movie.
He got his money's worth, that's for sure.
They're like, but
Hopefully
the movie's
someone
called
will-
Cyborg Cop, sir. He goes, I don't care.
I don't care.
Hopefully, someone will pause it right on the.
By the
boob,
time
you know?
this
Right.
movie's done, it's gonna be called Banging Cop because that's what I'll be doing.
Okay, I see who that. She is the girl from Double Impact.
Oh yeah,
Jean Claude Van Damme. She's
and
dating-
Jean Claude Van Damme, right?
And Jean Claude Van
Oh,
Damme.
okay, it's that one.
She's dating the
The
bad
other side.
Van Damme,
The bad-
even though he's not bad, but he's the
Yeah.
tough and
Yeah,
rumble
yeah.
one. Yeah, I totally forgot that's who that was. She gets naked in that movie too, I think.
Hey, Rocket Woman,
Yeah,
you're a good looking gal.
it's working. It's working.
That's right.
They, another egregious event this movie did was they reminded me of a better movie. He picks up Kate or whatever her name is, and they're driving into town, and he says, I got a bad feeling about this. I'm like, do not remind me of something much, much better than the bullshit that I'm watching.
Movies love to do that though, man.
Yeah,
There's so
yeah.
many that would take
Ah.
lines from Star Wars
Oh
and
my
just drop it in
God.
there.
It's,
I heard you can't not hear it and think about it. You're like,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
I got a bad feeling about.
we're gonna need a bigger insert now and here.
Cyborg
Yeah.
Cop.
We just need a cyborg cop. There was no cyborg cop.
It's
One of the, I don't know if you guys saw, John Rhys Davies had this very techie phone or house,
yeah.
and he had a robot
arm.
arm that
Yeah.
answered his telephone for him. Here's a phone call for you, John Rhys Davies or Gimli or whatever. He picks up the phone. Yes, okay, make it happen, and hands it back to the arm. The arm grabs it and goes, "I would hang it up now. I am pleased to serve you."
Well, the
It's
best part
lit-
is it's a foot away. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
It's a foot away, and it's clearly a dude with his arm stuck through the
Stuck out-
yeah.
wall. Because he's trying to find the receiver for a split second. There it is.
that would
Technical
make me
difficulty.
And it
Call
never comes back up
Nothing.
again.
No.
just like there should be more
He
body
got
parts
a-
in the house or something.
He got another phone call, and he has the
you
phone
didn't
next
use it.
to him. Like,
Well, the
What
budget
the
was
hell?
for only one robot arm in the house. Think of the
Oh.
technology.
and him and his henchmen argue, like when they're sitting there eating breakfast. When he gets that other phone call, he's like, "You're a disgusting man."
Yeah,
And then they just laugh at each other for some reason.
like they're having a good time. That's why.
So
I bet
freaking funny.
that laugh felt like it was. Oops, we let the camera roll a little too long. We got a giggle from the actors.
They were like, "Hey, we need some filler. I know you guys are eating breakfast right now. Can we?
Yeah.
Here's a phone.
Yeah.
Just ad lib." I was like, "Well, I'll have like the concierge at the hotel call me to let me know he's there. We got this. We got this." And then Gimli just goes, "You're a disgusting man when you eat."
Oh,
But they liked
Oh,
each
what a
other.
movie.
It's like they're arguing at each other, but they like each other. It was so weird, but so good. I'm sorry. I almost could have justified doing this on the podcast.
Oh
Like
my
seriously.
God.
Like I'm so happy that we could do it here where we could have some visuals. But I was so happy. I think we have one more picture Nate sent.
we?
Yeah, I didn't do the one yet. So Nate went through the trouble of making us some pictures.
Just saying, it'd be a really good fellowship. All right.
Well, if there was a cyborg cop, it would be a great fellowship. But there's no freaking cyborg cop.
Pete,
All right.
you gotta let that go, man. Seriously,
gotta
it's
find
not
a
It's
that
the
movie
name
with
of the movie. Damn it! The thing that the movie is named after isn't in the damn movie.
I make
It's
a
like
promise.
Jurassic Park with puppets or
with no dinosaurs or
with
what?
no
It is-
dinosaurs.
right.
no park. It's just
Yeah.
dinosaurs in an office building. Like, where's the park? This
I
is
would
how
watch
you
that,
sound. There are cyborgs, but they're not cops. So Pete's pissed.
To be fair, we all thought this was going to be about a movie about a cyborg cop taking down crime. And when it wasn't that, it was pretty confusing.
You're not wrong.
Even after rewatching the trailer, going, "Oh yeah, it does pretty much tell you right out the gate. This is not a movie about a
Not
cyborg
movie
cop."
about a cyborg cop.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if
now
this
I
movie
gotta
was
find a cyborg cop movie for Pete that's not RoboCop, and I don't know if those
Well,
exist.
don't. You don't need to go to the effort.
Don't worry, we'll
I'll
just cover
find my own
Cyborg
guy.
Cop 2 in 3 months.
Okay.
I swear to God.
I had to find out, so I pulled up the synopsis for Cyborg Cop 2.
Oh, shit.
A fancy loner cop loses his partner to a crazed terrorist during a hostage rescue. He settles for the terrorist going to death row in jail. I'm reading this word for word. What Jack doesn't know is that the terrorist will be taken and turned into a cyborg for the anti-terrorist group. When the cyborg Spartacus wakes up accidentally, he kills the scientists and their guests, then goes to set things up for a cyborg empire. Only Jack and a few friends know how to stop him. That's word for word.
So
We have to see Cyborg Cop 2 now. I'm sorry.
basically, there's no cyborg cop in Cyborg Cop.
Oh
2.
no.
Yeah, because now the cyborg is
A villain.
terrorist.
Anti-terrorist?
That's what I don't understand.
Is he the anti-terrorist that's a terrorist?
They're just leaning into the joke.
Is he the same Jack?
I think so. Yeah.
It's the same Jack because it's the
Well,
same.
then I feel like he would mention, like, hey, my brother was a cyborg cop, so I know how to take down
No, he
this
wasn't.
cyborg cop. Look, I don't know what else to call the guy at this point.
Now I want to know what Cyborg Cop 3 is. Hold on.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
look up the
no.
plot to
No, no,
Cyborg
no.
Cop 3.
Yes,
Oh.
Pete. Yes, Pete.
Ah!
Okay. Cyborg Cop 3 has a totally different name. It says Cyborg Cop 3, but the cover of the VHS
A
says
quickening.
Terminal Impact.
So it's going to take place at an airport.
The synopsis: a cop tries to stop a scientist's experiments to turn students into cyborg mercenaries. Contains violence and strong language. That's all the synopsis.
We don't really get much
Wow.
for Cyborg Cop 3.
No. No. And we don't get Jack back. Apparently, he is not in this at all.
Oh, jeez.
He would lower himself to Cyborg Cop 3.
I don't do
Oh.
trilogies.
No, it's the same director. Sam Furstenberg does Cyborg Cop 2, not Cyborg Cop 3. So even he said this isn't American Ninja enough. We're not doing it.
He finally realized, like, wait a minute, guys, there hasn't been a cyborg cop in 2 of these movies. And it sounds like you're not going to do one in this one either.
There's no trivia. There's nothing except one goof. At the final action scene, Jennifer McShane is obviously stunt doubled by a man in a blonde wig. That's all the information for Cyborg Cop 3. Terminal illness. I don't know. Terminal impact. I don't know.
Illness.
God.
Cyborg Cop 3 is actually about Cyborg Cop getting cancer.
Aw.
You know, I want to watch them now. Screw it. I so want to watch this.
Count me out, please.
No, you have to. You have to. There's a cop who fights a cyborg cop.
Yeah, that's
I would have been like an evil partner got turned, like he was a cop, now he's a cyborg. That totally would have been fine. You know, it's 2.5 great films that feature a cyborg cop.
One of those is Cyborg Cop.
And the other's RoboCop.
Yeah. I think the 0.5 might be Cyborg Cop 2.
There's a RoboCop 2, and I enjoy the hell out of that movie. Where a cyborg preacher tries to... God damn it. I would watch it then. All right, I would watch it at that point. If
You know-
a cyborg preacher tries to outlaw dancing.
I wonder if Footloose is on Tubi because I haven't seen it.
A loophole.
You know, honestly, I've never seen it either.
Oh, I hate that I've seen it because I can't pick it.
I'm not picking it. That's for sure.
You're the chosen one.
I mean, I know about it. Obviously,
Feet are actually loose in that movie. I promise.
God, cyborg preacher. You had me for a second there. Cyborg preacher. Oh, outlaw dancing.
Like Velocipaster. Right?
Velocipaster. Oh man. All right. Well, so
Is that it, fellas? I feel like that's all we can talk about.
I think.
with
Well, I
Cyborg
think there's
Cop.
one more thing we have to do, and it's part of the Tubi Files. We are not going to rate these movies on this like we do the podcast. So there's no number scale. There's no nothing. Sorry about that. It is literally, is this trash or is this treasure? Pete, go ahead.
So I think what really solidified the trashiness of this film, even though he was having a great time, John Rhys Davies could not decide on an accent through the entirety of the film. Sometimes it was English, sometimes it was Welsh, sometimes it was Scottish, sometimes it was Irish. He didn't know. He didn't pay attention, didn't write any notes down, like what accent am I using today on set. So this is a strong avoid. This is trash. Nope.
It breaks my heart.
I know.
Breaks my
It's
heart.
got pieces and parts, but God, it's so boring. Oh.
That was never
Snooze.
boring for me. I want to say something though. That is totally John Rhys Davies though, because I have read interviews that he did during the Lord of the Rings that during the fight choreography, he didn't pay attention to anyone. He would go, all right, who's coming at me first? And they would all like, I'm first and second. He goes, I will hit you on the head. I will hit you on the chest. I will hit you over here and you will all fall down. That is how John Rhys Davies did choreography in the Lord of the Rings. Look it up. It's hilarious. Not even kidding. So with him going, I don't know what accent I'm going to be today. I'll just wing it. I'm totally down. Nate, you picked this, so you're going to go last. So I am going to go.
Yes.
100% treasure. Oh my God, I love this movie. It is so bad, but it is so good. I am laughing my ass off. I'm laughing even more now talking to you guys about it, just remembering scenes. And I want it on DVD now. I want a boutique release. Get me a steelbook. Get me all of the Cyborg cops together. I don't care.
I want the steelbook to be made out of Cyborg Cop.
I want that whole face like embossed on the steelbook. I want a poster now. I want a t-shirt. How can I call it? I can't call this trash when I've demanded a t-shirt from Creeporama. So this is treasure. This is period. Nate.
I'm right there with you. I mean, it's treasure. It's so bad it's good. This is one of those rare cases where like, how have we not known about this? Like,
Right.
Like Samurai Cop is a bad movie,
yeah,
but it's so much fun. And that's kind of where I had with this as well, where it's just like, how's this one never get talked about?
So Samurai Cop is a samurai who is also a cop.
Yeah,
he is.
And Wolf Cop is a werewolf that's also a cop.
Yep, this is actually
Maniac Cop.
Maniac Cop.
Yep, was a maniac and a cop.
RoboCop. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
I see a pattern here.
Yeah, Cyborg Cop. It was a cyborg
who was a DEA agent in a former life
that's worked with the cops
for 5 minutes.
Who might have had a cop that was a friend.
All right. Well, 2 treasures, 1 trash. Honestly, it's fully what I expected.
Good luck to you, fellas, because I feel like I've won this round. All right. Just to get competitive with it. There's no way you're going to be able to top Cyborg Cop over these next 2 months. Like, I picked the cream of the crop for the first one. I don't even know how I'm going to top it other than picking the sequel. It's going to take a
Yes,
lot in me
yeah.
to not do that.
Oh,
It has to be on Tubi though, that we are doing that. So, all right. Well, seeing as how that's Nate's pick, now is the time for me to reveal next month's
Yep.
Tubi Files.
I want to get my Tubi upload right now.
Okay.
That way
Well, I was going to read you the
instantly type this
synopsis
in.
too.
oh, okay.
Okay,
So,
okay.
Yeah. So I am choosing 1986's Creature, and it is just
Oh.
called Creature.
Yeah, that's a really cool cover.
A crew of scientists arrives on a far cold planet to examine archaic artifacts of unknown origin. They discover that their German enemies already have a ship there. When they seek their help after a failed landing, they only find the Germans' bodies, obviously slaughtered by one of the archaic creatures, awoken to new life. Now the alien is after them. I have never seen this. It is one of those that have gotten past me because I've seen, like Xenos, and I've seen, Galaxy of Terror, and all of those type of creature features. But I'm looking at this one going, I have no memory of this. The synopsis didn't sound familiar, and also
This
the
looks
reason
amazing.
yes,
Is it that it's like an all black cover with the monster? Yeah, I've
like
seen that cover 100 times.
it kind of looks like the Extros cover too.
Yeah,
Where it
yeah,
has
yeah.
that.
Yep.
But also, and I didn't do it on purpose because I did find this movie. But next month we are doing our creature features on the podcast.
Oh,
So
that's true. We should
we're
reveal
just-
that now. Like,
yeah, we can do that. So we'll just reveal the creatures and we'll leave the action part till I do the full reveal next month. But next month for our creature features on the horror side of the podcast, we are covering Nate's favorite, Tremors, which is going to be amazing. Then we are covering Charlie's favorite, which was my very first R-rated creature feature, Deep Star 6.
Very nice.
And we have bestowed upon Pete a selection because we all just decided we wanted to see this movie. It is called Stung, from I think 2016, something like that.
something like that. It's very
it's-
recent.
Is
Very
it that
recent.
Oh, okay.
With Lance Hendrickson in
Yeah,
it. So that
it's
sold us
good.
all on that. So yeah, that is next month. I'll reveal what the action side is, but next month is creature features. So we are going to also watch Creature for the Tubi Files. So there you
God.
go.
I'm
Month of-
excited.
Month of
can't wait.
Monsters. I love it.
Yep, it's going to be a blast. So, all right, gentlemen, I think success.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great success, Tubi.
I had a lot of fun. Everybody, thanks for joining us in the chat, especially you, Alex Murphy. You kept us going. Thank you for reminding me of the fanny pack of doom. That was amazing in this. If he had just like pulled the pipe bombs out of there, something, done anything with the fanny pack, pulled out a condom for the sex scene, I totally would have been fine. Nothing. Never. I swear it was just his own personal stuff for him on set.
His car key. wallet.
Car keys, his chapstick,
Just-
his comb, all this stuff he needed.
Hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer. He's in the jungle. So yeah. Trash or treasure. 2 treasures, 1 trash. That's a win for us in the Tubi Files.
That is.
All right, everybody, check us out next month. It's Tubi. Download it for free. Watch the movie, keep up with it, and you can join along in the conversation. But Creature on Tubi, so go check it out. And make sure you check out the podcast, which comes out every week. It is every other week, action and horror alternating. You can also find us on Facebook at the Give Me Back My Action Movies Facebook group, Give Me Back My Horror Movies Facebook group. We're both on Instagram. Pete is also part of the Good Beer Bad Movie Night podcast. I have Aussie Edition next to him because just today they released their Quigley Down Under episode with a very, very special guest. Their sister podcast, Ruben from Good Beer Bad Movie Night in Australia,
yeah.
came on to talk
Impressive.
about an Australian
Yeah, it was a
movie.
surprise to the cast. I got it all worked out. It was a lot of
It
fun.
was an amazing episode. I enjoyed it. Makes me want to watch Quigley again because I do enjoy that movie. So make sure you go check out his podcast, and you can find us even on Twitter, TikTok, and please, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, all that good stuff everybody else tells you to do when you're watching their videos. So, gentlemen, is that it? Are we done here?
I'm done.
That's it for the Tubi Files. We'll see you all next time.